Day 245, still alive. No, I was going to say alive. Could have went two ways. But day rating was a 7. Got up, I was supposed to go hike. I had a new friend that was going to go hike, and they had to bail because that's kind of their thing, but they had to bail. So I texted my other friend Corey and said, hey, my friend's not going to make it. And then about 5 or 10 minutes later, they said, hey, my friend's feeling sick. I think it's from the jet lag, so we're gonna blah. So I think you're trying to get out of the hike. So okay. So take care. Hopefully you feel better. Hopefully you don't feel bad. But alright. And I originally told myself, I was like, you know what, even if they both bail, I'm gonna go hike anyways. And I got up, walked the pup. And we had a fine little walk. We think we got up early enough, there was no one else out there. So we just took our time. She was really quiet, really good. And then I think it was even early enough where the sprinklers were on. So she was nervous about the sprinklers. She's like, I don't want to get wet this early. Like, I don't want to get wet either. So we just kind of stood there for a minute and waited for the sprinklers to shut off. And then they didn't, so they walked around. And then came back, fed the pup, and then just went back to bed. Took off the jacket, warm-ups, and then went back to bed for about 2 hours. Then got up, had that banana muffin, the protein shake, and just kind of hung out. Watched the rest of You, Season 2. So I'm all caught up. I'm ready to do Season 3. And my friend said they wanted to join me, so I'll wait for us to get together, and then we'll start Season 3 together. Might be this next weekend. And then from there, I took a little break. I was thinking about something to do for lunch. I don't remember what I did. I don't think I had anything. And then I was like, no, I'm not too hungry yet, so I'll just wait a bit. Maybe I'll get a snack or something like that to hold me over. And couldn't decide, so I just waited about an hour. My dad called. He said, hey, I'm still on this side of town. If you want to get together, I'm going to meet at Cousin Philip's house, which is actually only about 15-minute drive away. And I've been there 3 times before. It happens like every other year, every 3 years, so I know about where it is. He said they're going to be watching the Seattle Seahawks game, come on over. He said I should be there in about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I said, okay, I'm going to get ready in about 10 or 15. It's fairly close. And then I took a little time to get ready because he said he got stuck in traffic. So like, alright, I'm going to take my time, wait for the pup to wake up, and then take her for a walk, because I might be gone for a few hours. So she got up and they got ready, and it was probably about 15 minutes later than I wanted to be, but I wanted to take her for a walk regardless. So I went for a quick potty break, came in, put on my shoes, grabbed my wallet, went out, got there around 3:30, watched the last quarter of the Seahawks game, and they won, so they were excited. And it's so fun because they're from Seattle, and their brother that flew in is from Seattle too, and still lives in Seattle. So whenever they come on or have the playoff games, they're really excited. And one of the first times I went over there, it was for a Seahawks game, and I believe it was for the finals, or to get into the semifinals. And they were behind, and I got there about a quarter in, or almost the second half. And my cousin Phil was a little bit, how do you say, he wasn't upset. He had just kind of lost faith in the team. He just said, they're down by like 18, 20 points. They're out. They're done. They're not going to make it. They should have done this, should have done that. Had a bunch of mistakes. I was like, you know what? I think this other team got out really, had like a great start. But I was kind of thinking like running. If you get out so hard, it's less likely you're going to finish strong too. Like, more likely they're going to fade. And so I said, still got a half left. I would wait. There's a good chance they can make a comeback, and they have a good coach, could have some good notes and turn things around. The team could sit back, say, "Nah, we got this one in the bag. Let's take it easy, just coast in," type of thing. Sure enough, they started coming back, and my cousin's like, me and my dad were sitting in the back by the counter by the pizza, and I was eating, snacking, and we were catching up a little bit. And we were in conversation on and off with them. And all good things. It was fun, like very, very welcoming, very nice and polite group, and I love every opportunity I get to go over there with them. They're really great people. And it got to the fourth quarter, and they got within like 2 or 3, and they got the lead. I think they held them off. I can't remember exactly how it went down, but it was close. And then, as they were finishing up the last 15, 20 seconds, my cousin Phil runs out the door, and he's like, "Seahawks, baby! Woo!" And he yelled it, and like probably the next 6 houses down could have heard him. He was that loud, and everyone in the room just started cracking up. Like, he was so excited. And then he didn't really announce it. He didn't say, "I'm gonna go outside and tell everyone." He just stood up, and we thought maybe he's gonna go get a beer or go use the restroom or something, and he walked straight to the door. I'm like, "Where are you going?" He just starts yelling at the top of his lungs. It was just super funny. We had a good laugh. And he's just good people. It was nice, and him and his wife were both great. So thanks for having me and my dad over, and thanks again for being a good family and saying nice things about the services and whatnot. And then, what else? We played this little board game. I can't remember the name, but it's almost like Heads Up, but I see spots on the table, and I have this card that kind of gives, oh my gosh, how do I describe it? So there's probably 6, 12, 18, 30 cards on the table. Yeah, 30 cards on the table. I have to get my teammate to guess 7 of them. And the other person has to get their partner or group to guess 7 of them. And there's 5 gray cards, which is kind of like neutral. They're just like fair game. It just kills the rotation or the questioning or guessing. And there's like a kill card, and if anyone says the kill card, the game's over. That's it. Like getting in a cue ball in billiards kind of a thing. And we all played and had a good time, and it was interesting because I see like a little key, and then using that key, there's select cards that I'm supposed to get my partner to guess, and they can't see them, so they're trying to distinguish which ones I mean. And I can only give a 1-word clue. And so, for an example, there was the cards on the table, and they said, okay, space, 4 words. So there's 4 words on the table that I could associate with space. And I mean, you could bring probably 10 of them if you really exaggerated it. And the ones I had were rock. What was the other one? Rock, Saturn, suit. I think it was revolution. No, there's another one. Revolution's a little bit out there, but there's another one. So it's like space suit, space rock, and the planet Saturn is out in space. And so I think they got 3 out of the 4. And so that gave us like a little lead. But anyways, it's just a weird example of it. And then the other person goes and they try to say the same thing, or the similar thing with their words that they're trying to get their partner to guess. And I guess normally there's a time limit. There's a little minute time limit. You have a minute to get your partner. A minute for you to give your clue to the partner for them to guess. And then they're allowed to take, I guess, however long. Maybe it's a minute too, I'm not sure. We played very loosely. It was just trying to have fun, and most of us hadn't played before. Anyways, I had a good time there, and then my dad was like, alright, you gonna head out? I wanna head out. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll head out with you. And I was just trying to make sure, one, I'm again happy to be there with my cousin Phil, Uncle David, Diane. Oh my gosh, my dad's friend Rudy was there. And then Phil's daughter, Allie, and then her boyfriend Josh was there, and he was a great guy. He was really nice. And then I'm trying to remember Phil's wife's name. She was on my team. I forget. Sorry, I forget your name. But we had a great time. And then we're heading out. My dad's giving me a Powerade and an Under Armour drink. Say, hey, do you want any of these? They're cold. Take them. Alright, thanks. Appreciate it. I went outside to take pictures, and my dad just wanted a minute to say, hey, thank you all for coming down. And the cousin Phil, his wife, and Allie live here, just another next city over. And then Diane, my Uncle David, and Rudy all flew in from Seattle to be with my dad for the services. And my dad had his little ice chest with beer and the water and the Gatorade for me, and just had a minute and said, hey, thank you all for being here, it means a lot. And then Phil jumped in real quick, and he could tell my dad was getting caught up, and he just said, she was a wonderful woman, she's a truly beautiful person, she was a mother to us all. I was even starting to get choked up because I wasn't expecting, I wasn't prepared. I thought we were just saying our see you laters and see you next time. And then my Uncle David chimed in, who's kind of a funny story. My mom says I'm named after, and so we just keep teasing each other about it. Diane, my Uncle David's wife, is a really sweet person too, and just said, that's what she keeps saying, your mom, Nellie, keeps saying, so we're gonna go with it. I'm like, let's go with it, I like it. And my Uncle David's been really a joy and super nice to us, so I've always been in his and Diane's company. But we always joke around, it's a strong name, it's a good name. And we're heading out. My dad's friend Rudy's like, yeah, your drive's only to Tempe, right? You're gonna stay with your son. My dad's like, the temperature's gonna change about 15-20 degrees by the time I get home. It's like, no, it's by the time you get where you're going, it's gonna be the same temperature. He's really laying on thick. My dad had one drink, and they wanted him to get home safe. I wanted him to get home safe too, but I know I've invited my dad here many times, and he hasn't taken up the offer, so I knew he was going to drive back, but I was like, yeah, Dad, I just want to make sure you're okay. If you want to stay with me, you're more than welcome to. My apartment place is always open door for you. It's like, thanks, I'll be fine. Like, okay. And cousins asked him one more time, go stay with them, it's fine, stay there one more night, sleep it off, and leave in the morning. And I offered one more time, and I don't want to be pushy. He can get a little upset with it. So I was like, alright, just let you know, when you get home safe, call me. So he called me, he's got home safe, and he said thank you again for being there. I appreciate it. And he said, look up those tickets for the minor league soccer team there. They play on the November 6th, so look up tickets and I'll get them, get 4, and I'll bring someone, you bring someone. But it'll be fun to go to the game. They're expected to win, do well, so let's catch a game. Okay, so tomorrow I'm gonna look up the game and go from there. But that was the day. Just no running, no lifting. It was just kind of a blah day, and I thought maybe in the afternoon or the evening I'd go, but I caught up with my dad. Was there from about 3:30 to about 7. I came back, went to the grocery store, grabbed some light food, and sat down and ate. Watched a little TV. And ended up falling asleep on the couch, so I'm still kind of getting up out of it. And then it's 12:50 now, so I try to wind down real quick. But yeah, that was the day. The 100 push-ups are done. The reading's done. Just gonna get ready to go for tomorrow. So run your life with health and happiness, and have a good night.